Ever since man first saw majestic birds held aloft by what seemed like magic, he has had a need to fly. Leonardo da Vinci dreamed it. The Wright brothers proved it. Charles Lindbergh expanded it. Men would walk on the moon, and today reusable spacecraft come and go on a regular basis. But aviation milestones are not a thing of the past. Today, VisionAire Corporation is making aviation history with the introduction of the VisionAire Vantage, the first single-engine business jet constructed from strong, lightweight composites, able to cruise at 400 miles per hour above the weather at 40,000 feet, needs only 2,500 feet of runway, and is appointed with executive cabin class comfort with a capacity of a pilot and 5 passengers. What started with a vision continued as a dream, and has been proven a reality and has brought a new spirit to aviation. The design of the Vantage was not only evolutionary, it was revolutionary. Burt Rutan, world-renowned aircraft designer and president of Scaled Composites in Mojave, California, began working with VisionAire to build an aerodynamic proof-of-concept prototype that would prove that the revolutionary concept of the Vantage was viable.
What's amazing, though, is that the market began to see the value and believe in the concept before the first prototype was ever built.
After attending a focused research group in mid-1994, Dennis Watt, owner of Watt Peterson Printing Company in Plymouth, Minnesota, met with Jim and others from VisionAire and placed the first order for a Vantage.
Well, in comparing other twin-engine jet aircraft, we could not, the size of our company, we cannot afford to run 2 engines on an airplane. 2 engines, whether they're prop, a turboprop, or a jet. So when we heard that this plane had a single-engine jet, we can afford to operate a single-engine jet where we could not afford to run a twin-engine jet.
VisionAire is an exciting concept, advanced composites, single-engine jet. This will bring business aviation's higher performance capabilities to a much broader market. I think it's something we'll follow with a great deal of interest. I like particularly the fact that it's the result of a user, Jim Rice, knowing how important business aviation is, applying today's technology to satisfy that need. In many ways, it's the typical example of Peter Drucker saying, understand the customer and apply the capabilities of the firm to satisfy the customer's needs. I'm going to follow this program with a lot of interest.
In the fall of 1996, at the Scaled Composite facility at the Mojave Airport, the first VisionAire Vantage was rolled out to owners, shareholders, the media, and the world. The aerodynamic proof-of-concept prototype would prove that a single-engine jet built from strong, lightweight composites and with a mid-body, forward-swept wing was not only beautiful, it was awesome. Several weeks later, on November 16, 1996, after many years of planning, designing, development, and funding, the VisionAire Vantage rolled to runway 30 left at the Mojave Airport. And the dream of the VisionAire Corporation, the staff, the investors, the owners, and other supporters became a reality. As the Vantage lifted off the runway at 9:30 a.m., a new generation of business aircraft was born.
But what is it about the Vantage that makes it such an attractive business tool for companies with annual sales between 10 million and 500 million? Well, listen to this.
When you compare capabilities to cost, both acquisition and operation, there is no other aircraft available today which offers the same unmatched comfort, convenience, and performance of the VisionAire Vantage at the same unsurpassed efficiency and low cost of operations. The VisionAire Vantage is designed to carry 6 people with executive class comfort at 400 miles an hour, well above the weather at 40,000 feet, in a luxurious cabin reminiscent of a luxury automobile, and it has a range of over 1,000 miles. It also only requires 2,500 feet of runway. The Vantage cabin is taller and wider than other comparable business jets on the market. At a price of just over $2 million, the purchase price of its closest, comparably performing competition is nearly 2 times that of the Vantage, And listen to this. The operating cost of the competition are nearly double that of the Vantage. Is it any wonder that VisionAire Corporation has already sold more than 140 units before the first one has even rolled off the assembly line?
Remember the Wright brothers and Charles Lindbergh, the walk on the moon, the space shuttle? All of these events changed aviation history. The VisionAire Vantage will change business aviation history, but it won't just be the plane. VisionAire Corporation and the Vantage, the first of a new line of business and personal jets, will change the way that aircraft is marketed and sold worldwide.
You're literally creating a new market. You're not just running this thing called a business. You're not just in it for the buck. And while that's necessary, you're also creating history as you go. We are literally expanding the market for business jet applications. We're not just taking business away from someone else and arguing over market share. We are literally bringing business jet luxury class aviation to a whole vast array of customers that, one, couldn't afford it before or couldn't go where they needed to go with their assets that were available.
So what does all this mean? Well, for business, it means more productivity at a lower acquisition and operating cost, which means more profit. For the business person, it means being able to serve multiple customers hundreds of miles apart on the same day and be home in time for dinner.